Hey everyone, welcome into the Arena Productions. So I'm your host Expat, along with my co-hosts Burley of Burleyman Gaming and Turn-Based Carl. So we are starting our series on The Last of Us from HBO. Of course, season 1, episode 1, When You're Lost in the Darkness. Our review and reactions to this episode, and yeah, boy oh boy, it was a great episode, I thought. But anyway, yeah, let's get right to it, guys. Burley, Carl, you ready to talk The Last of Us?
Yeah, I played the game.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
I played 1 and 2. Yeah,
I
Burley.
have the platinum for 1. I've not
Yeah.
played 2.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So you have to play 2 before season 2. Yeah.
I just say,
we'll
like,
go.
Yeah.
I watched this with my wife, and there were a couple of times where she's like, "Does this character die? Does this character die?" And I'm like,
yeah. It's like,
but one of those times I was like, "No, this character survived season 1 and 2." Okay, sorry to break it to you. I already know that.
Okay, before we go on, let's just let everybody know. Obviously, this is going to be a spoiler-filled, review and reaction to episode 1 of The Last of Us on HBO. So if you have not watched it yet, like if you are living in some other country or on some other planet and you just got back, and you have not watched the episode on HBO, or if you don't have HBO and you're going to be getting it in the future, please go and watch the episode before you watch the rest of this video here, because there's going to be spoilers throughout this entire episode. So please go and watch the video before coming back and enjoying our episode here. So with that said, I'm going to start off, and boy, oh boy, I just want to what really hammered it home was the very beginning of the episode, guys. And this actor, obviously, he was in the Mummy films.
The Mummy, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, one of his greatest roles, if you haven't seen it, is Spartacus, season 1.
Yeah, Spartacus. Yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah. Now, okay, so the setting here is really interesting for me because it was the year I was born, in 1968. And, I just love how the camera, as he's talking about the fungus and how it could become, a problem for humans, because they were talking about, well, fungus cannot live, over a temperature of like 94 degrees, I think it was. But then it pans to his face, right to his face. And he says, what if the world were to get a little warmer? So there you go. Boom. Global warming right there. Just
it's like wink, wink. Climate
yes,
change
wink,
is happening,
wink.
boys.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's like the creators of the show. Like, wink, wink, everybody. Like, this is happening.
Right. Exactly. And I mean, it was like, it was almost like he just came out of a time machine to sit down on this set and tell everybody exactly what happens like 35 years later. I mean, yeah. And it's like, everybody in the audience is just dumbfounded and everything. And then, of course, the host of the show is like, well, then what happens? And he's like, we all lose, and it's just, that was a very impactful scene right at the beginning of the show. I thought it was really great. What about you guys? What'd you think?
It was a good setup. It was good sort of explanation for like what's going to happen in some ways. I mean, I guess because I know, but
yeah,
it is. I mean, I like these things that I haven't seen before, like this. That's not that you don't expect.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird because we're probably not going to have anything else like this in the entire show, right? Like, it's just this one scene from random news thing from the past explaining what's happening, like, all right.
Delving into the science and what cordyceps does to, like, say, to ants, and then what it could potentially do to humans.
Yeah, but like, kind of knowing where this goes. I mean, I know we're never really going to go that deep into it.
Yeah. Burley, what'd you think of this opening scene here?
I love this opening. It's a nice, I always like when shows do just something different, like a cold opening, do something like that. This, I didn't expect to go into this and just have this little TV show kind of opening, but it was a nice thing. And it just kind of, it's a good way to just get the explanation kind of out there, but it's not like we're spending, 20 minutes on explaining things. a quick, like, I think this was like 5 minutes or so in the first episode. So it's just quick, get this out of the way. Now we can transition and move on with the story.
Yeah. And then, of course, we get to 2003, and obviously the the story of Joel and his daughter, and I think the actress that played the daughter, she did an amazing job. I mean, for the short amount of time that she's in the show there, but I mean, right down to the detail. I mean, getting to the talking about the video game and all, like the shirts. I mean, basically everything. I mean, down to that. I mean, we're pretty much spot on between this opening episode and the video game's opening, say, 20 minutes or so. How did you guys feel about the similarities between the TV show and the video game? Burley, I'll start with you first on this one.
I think they did it. I think they did it well, where it's pretty much 1-to-1. They changed stuff, obviously, but it's kind of nice, and it fits because you're changing medium. You're changing from games to TV. So I think they did a really well job with that.
Carl?
Well, again, this is actually a segment where they had significant changes, I think. Not that mattered, in the long run, but I guess maybe because they wanted to sort of expand out this little segment with the daughter, right? So, like, you got the thing with the neighbor, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then they show her, like, go to the store, and then while she's at the store, like, bad stuff starts to happen, like all that. Like, none of that is in the game. And
right.
And then they even change how she encounters, like, the first, like, I don't know, zombie, I'm gonna say, but for simplicity's sake,
infected,
right? Because in the game it was like someone banging on, like, the back door, right, the glass door, I think, or something like that. And in this it was like the neighbor thing.
Oh, that was I think that was just the freakiest part of the episode. I mean, she's looking at the case with the DVDs and stuff, and then you see the grandmother there just.
That was actually the creepiest thing in the episode. Because it's like out of focus, and it's like you see it happening there. Like, that was cool. That was really cool. I don't think it was weird. And my wife also felt the same way. Like, we had this sort of like look, and we commented on it when we were watching all these segments. Is like they didn't feel like father and daughter. Like, it felt like, I don't know, like she was someone like living with him because of some situation.
Roommate.
I don't know, like some situation, like, like someone else's, I don't know, like maybe it's his like step kid or something, or, it just didn't feel that relationship of like, this is, my daughter that I've raised since like birth. I don't know. It just felt weird. It felt weird to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
But she had a lot of love for the father, though. I mean, going out, even though taking the money from his drawer and going out to get the watch fixed and for his birthday and all that stuff and everything. So, yeah. Just the grandmother there, and then right before Joel's daughter leaves, it's like the dog is like staring at her. The dog even knows something's going on. Like, yeah. So of course. And what did you guys think of Tommy?
Yeah, I loved Tommy. I think they did really well with him. I loved you get him early in this. You get him right, like because after the little cold opening, you get him coming in with Joel and Sarah. They're just sitting having breakfast, and he's heating up and eating something himself.
Yeah,
and I love the dynamic, between him and Joel. They're brothers. They love each other, but they have no problem taking shots at each other.
Yeah, and you see the sticker on his truck there. He was a Gulf War veteran. So, of course, that came in handy basically later on, because it looks like he had like the sniper skills. But, yeah. So, Carl, what'd you think of Tommy?
I mean, he's fine. It's Tommy. I guess it seems like the character from the game. So it's like, all right, I guess he's fine.
Yeah. And then another kind of difference, I mean, between the TV show and the game, obviously the airplane just crashing, there in the street. Yeah, that was pretty wild, to make the truck flip over and everything. So, yeah. But then, of course, we get to the most emotional part of the episode. When the daughter is shot. And then of course they get away, obviously, and then of course we get to the 2023, which is going to be interesting because when they get to the next season, I mean, obviously there's a time jump between the first game and the second game, so what is it going to be, 2030? When they get to season 2 or whatever it is, I don't know, but yeah, I mean,
it's like 4 years, right? If I remember correctly.
4 or 5 years or something like that. I don't know,
but, 4 years, but there's like a time jump in the in the game, in the first game.
That's
there
true.
are time jump because you're going from season to season throughout their journey.
Yeah, they're telling you it's going to take that long for season 2 to come out.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, what did you guys think of the little girl that's like walking, towards the Boston, safety zone? I thought when I first saw the girl, I thought that was Ellie, like little Ellie or something like that.
I thought that was a boy. That was a girl.
Yeah. Anyway, but anyway, of course, they bring her in, and then obviously, they're using these little kind of decoders or whatever to figure out whether you're infected or not, and then it's like they find out she's infected, and obviously they lie to her and tell her that now she's safe and all, and then they injected her with something that must have been like something that would put her to sleep before it would kill her, like some kind of cyanide or something like that, because obviously you see Joel picking the girl up out of the truck, and throwing her into the fire pit.
Euthanization, right?
Yeah, or something like that. But because the other woman there, she's like, I just can't do it. And so Joel goes ahead and completes the job and everything. And then you see, of course, the type of money that's like paper with numbers written on it. So it must be like a type of currency they use in the safety zone, and it's just kind of martial law has taken over. So, and they show all the signs with the curfews, like 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. or something like that. And if you break that curfew, then, you could be tried by a military tribunal or something like that. So yeah, it was like a stark new reality for everybody, just like in the video game. What did you guys think of the safety zone?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just wanted to talk the little thing with the little girl with her going. I actually kind of like that, because it's this, they don't want to freak. They're doing it smart. They don't want to freak her out and freak everyone out around her. They'd be like, no, you're good. Just gotta give you some medicine and just knock you out and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And all that. Like I really like that. And then the attention to detail, like people, some people are okay with it and some people just can't handle it, though, like the woman, and then Joel has to do it.
Yeah.
Really like that. And the whole martial law, that's straight, like right out of the game.
Yeah, and then here you got of course, the image that I have up here. Obviously, the bottom is the full like Firefly symbol and all, but at the top, when you're lost in the darkness, you see that on the wall. And it's funny how like in the game is like Joel is standing there in the street while Tess is talking to somebody. This one guy, kind of like a recruitment guy, comes up and Are you looking for the light or something? He said, if you say anything about the light, I'm going to break your jaw or something like that. And then he walks away.
When was the hanging scene? Was that, I don't remember if that was after this or before.
That was right after, I think, right after he threw the girl into the fire, and then he was walking back to his apartment. I think that was the hanging part.
Yeah, I was like, that's a bit extreme. Like, you got caught outside and like you're just gonna hang you. I'm like, all right. And everybody's watching it. I kind of felt like, wait a minute, wouldn't these people be like, that's a bit harsh, I'm not gonna be a part of this? But they're all just like, ooh, let's watch the hanging.
Yeah. So what did you guys think of Marlene? Obviously, Marlene, the actress that plays Marlene, she is also the voice actress from the Last of Us video game, the same character. So what did you think of Marlene?
She's fine, I guess.
She's Marlene. I don't have a whole lot to say, just because it's like, she did the character well, and she's played the character before, so it made sense to bring her in and have her be Marlene.
Yeah, and obviously in the image here, this is the scene where she basically tells her subordinate about Ellie and the deal about Ellie and why she is so important, and they have to get her out of the zone, and get her to the Fireflies and all. And obviously we see that little firefight later on, but before we get to that, I wanted to ask you guys, what did you think of Tess, and of course the actress who plays Tess? Of course, she's of course Anna Torv. I mean, she's also in Mindhunter on Netflix. It's a great series. A couple of seasons of that. Really good actress.
She's in that like sci-fi show. What was that? I forgot the name of it. But you picked a very nice picture of her, because they definitely don't make her look like that in the show. That's for sure.
Not at all. Not at all.
I mean, she's got like a black eye, or like she's
because she was beat up basically by the Fireflies in that one scene, and then of course the wall blows up in front of them, and she's lucky to be alive there. But
but they certainly don't make her look all prettied up in any way, shape, or form in this, which I mean the character in the game wasn't, so that's fine. It's just that picture right there. Not the representation from the show. Yeah.
Burley, what did you think of the actress who plays Tess in this?
She did a good job. I think she got Tess down pretty well. Obviously, I'm used to the other actress that voiced her in the games, but
overall, it felt a bit harder to me. I don't remember Tess me all that well.
Tess was kind of harder. Especially.
Well, we'll see because I think the next episode, as they get out farther into the, the infected area, we'll see. But and then here's one of the unpretty pictures. Of course, when they're in the basement area, they were going through the subway, and then going in the basement, and they see one of the, unfortunate infected that had passed there. So
this confused me, because the way they spoke about it, they said they were like, "Oh yeah, last time I was here, that wasn't there." But I thought the implication was like something like that took a very, very long time to happen.
Yeah.
Well, like Joel was saying, maybe he was infected in that room, or infected there or something, or in the building.
But that was weird. Like if you've been there somewhat recently, I thought something like this process would take like almost years, right, to get to that level of that. Maybe, but I mean, like in the game, even in the context of the game, also I was a little confused by it.
Well, what they are changing definitely between the game and the TV series are the spores. I mean, like in the video game, you breathe the spores and you're dead. You're gonna get infected. Whereas they're not doing spores in the TV show. So
are you sure they're not gonna get to that?
That's what they said.
Really?
So
that's weird.
Like wearing masks, gas masks, and things like that. No, they're not going to be doing.
I thought they showed in one instance of one of the trailers, Joel puts on a gas mask. But we'll just wait and see.
We'll wait and see.
Yeah, because it's like a significant advantage that Ellie has that she doesn't need.
Right.
And there's dramatic moments when like. It's like, oh my God, she needs a mask. And they're like, nah, I'm cool.
Yeah. So Bella Ramsey, what'd you think of her playing Ellie?
She does a really good job, I think. She feels like the character for sure.
Yeah.
I guess I don't remember. Again, I haven't played the first game in a while. I don't remember like Ellie being that crass, maybe is the word, but that's probably the character. I mean, she feels like the character for sure.
Yeah, for me, I mean, she's great and all, but I just see her still as Lyanna Mormont from Game of Thrones. I mean, she was feisty and all in that as well. But I mean, I think she'll be a great Ellie. So Yeah,
she did do a good job as Ellie. Like, I do see what you're saying, Carl, about that, because like I did finish the game and Left Behind, and like she doesn't really start out that way. Ellie's more kind of subdued at first because she's not sure of like who, like when she meets Joel and all that, can she trust Joel and all that.
Yeah.
So she's more keeping towards herself. But I love the stuff with her in the hospital, like in that Firefly, where they've got her chained and they're like, okay, count to 10. And then just her going back as she's going, just going back and forth. I love that. And it does feel so much like this is the character.
Yeah, and her curiosity, like she's going through the book of songs, you know, in Joel's room there, you know, like 60 songs, 70 songs, 80 songs and everything. And it's like, what, you know, the radio went off while you were sleeping. Well, you know, what was playing, you know, and she was, you know, talking about what was the song? It was one of the 80 songs, obviously. And wake me up before you go, you know, or it's like, and then he's like, oh God, oh no, and 80s means bad, you know. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, it's like, you know, secret broken, you know. So. But anyway,
it's fun.
So anyway, at the end of the episode, obviously, you know, they get out of the zone and everything, and then that one security guard guy that Joel was, you know, given pills to, you know, earlier in the episode, he's there taking a whiz, and then of course, you know, he tells them to get on their knees, and of course, you know, he finds out that Ellie is infected, you know, and Tess finds out that she's infected, but then she shows her arm and says that it's been 3 weeks and she should have been dead already, you know. And of course, Joel, you know, he's still got flashes of the past and all. Of course, in his sleep, he still hears, you know, the groans and everything from that night 20 years previously. And then, of course, you know, he just goes off and jumps on the guy and just bashes his face in. And then they have to take off, and that ends the episode. And yeah, they're going to go off into the infected zone coming up in the next episode. So what did you think of the ending of this episode, guys?
I mean, again, it's, you know, like it sucks for me because I know it's going to happen. It's like there's no tension, like, you know, oh my God, he's scanning them all, and like she's going to be infected, and he's going to find out, and like I know how it's all going to play out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, like this, yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's what happened in the game, guys. All right.
Yeah. Burley.
Yeah. No, I get where you're coming from, Carl. Just like, you have no like any trying when they're putting tension in any of these scenes. You're like, oh my God, is someone gonna die here? And you're like, I played the game at this point. Yeah, this character lives. That one dies. This one lives. This one died. Yeah. I'm hoping they'll put some stuff in there to actually, you know, give us something, so that way as I'm going, we're watching this week to week, being like, oh, that's new. Oh, this is a little different, or they're changing how things play up a little bit just to add something different. Because I don't like you said, it's like I hate that when you're watching something, you're like, I know exactly how this is going to go through, how this is going to happen. So why am I watching this? But I really did enjoy the first episode, and where it ended made sense of where it ended. I do like the Joel getting the flashes from that night and all that, and just seeing the rage in his eyes of him killing that guard.
Yeah, and Ellie watching it and just being, so, just surprised at
she was excited. She was like,
yeah.
yes, I like this guy because he's a murderer.
Right.
He will murder for me. This is who I need.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to do it for our review and recap of episode 1. Carl, overall, final words? Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, like, I think it's a really well done show. But I'm not surprised by that because, again, a lot of the shots in this are one-to-one recreations of the video game. because the video game was shot in a sense like a film, right? It was done like the cinematics are done in a way with like, you know, dramatic camera angles and, you know, shadowing and all kinds of things that you would use to make a scene in a film, right? So like there's no surprise to me that they did a good job on it, because if the blueprint's already laid out for you. You know, the casting choices are mostly what I expect and good. But yeah, there's just this whole like, okay, it was good, but am I excited to watch the rest of the season? The answer is no, because I feel like I don't need to run out and I'm like, yes, I can't wait to see what happens next episode, because like I know exactly what's going to happen the entire season. So I think there's no surprises for me. There's no excitement to the future.
Well, I think a lot of people, especially, you know, gamers like us that have played this game, kind of feel the same way, but they're gonna watch it because they want to see, you know, if, you know, what other type of small or maybe bigger changes they're going to make to the TV series. In that respect,
who played the first game like 10 times, I assume you're loving this. You're loving the fact that I get to watch it played out in great high quality recreation with film and actors. And you know,
hey man, I loved listening to Depeche Mode at the end of the game. Yeah, it's one of my favorite groups.
Like for me, it's like I've seen this already. It's the first time I'm watching this, but I've also feel like I've seen this before. So it's weird. It's a very weird feeling.
All right, so that's going to do it for us. We hope to see you and catch you in the next episode we do next week for, of course, our review and recap of The Last of Us. So season 1, episode 2 when it drops. So we hope to catch you then. So take care, everyone. Peace out.